Everything I know of myself no longer should exist. Like, I had to remold myself as a human being. I had to remold myself as a person. That person before was just some weak, low self-esteem kid. My name is Gurdarshan St. Lion Mangat. My career is that I'm a professional mixed martial artist. I came up here on full scholarships for accounting. I'd never been in a street fight. I was picked on, but I was never the guy to fight back. I was always the smallest out of my whole group. I always got cut from the basketball team. I was never the most athletic guy. I was always try things, but I was never anything that had potential. And then when I moved up here, I went to a camp, and there at the camp, a fire just started at me. And from that, it was actually from a sick weapons martial art that kind of inspired me, where I started learning it. And then so I came back to Vancouver. I was going to the temple where they taught it. But from that, I'm like, I can't make a career out of this. Nobody actually does this outside of here. Like, it's just a recreation thing. I started watching UFC one day at a bar, and I'm like, I think I could do this. I don't know what it was in me that made me think it, because I've never been in a fight. I've never been in any kind of martial arts competition. I just took it one day at a time, and it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I had to approach it how I approach school. I had to study frame by frame of fights that I didn't even understand what I was studying, because I didn't have any knowledge of it. I didn't even know where the power of a punch comes from, where the power of a kick comes from, let alone go to the ground for how to do an arm bar, how to choke somebody of it. But I was just visualizing and trying to study things and just trying to imitate. I see darkness. As soon as I walk into the cage, there's nothing. It's like nobody's even there. I hear cheers, but if I look around, I see nothing. I see darkness. And if I do see people outside the cage, that means my mind's not in the right place right now. I need to switch. It's all instinct now. If something's coming through your mind, if you gotta think about it, your training sucks. Like, you did not do your training, you didn't show up. If he throws a kick, your muscle better reflex and stop that kick somehow. You don't think about where your hand's supposed to go or what way your arm's supposed to be. You don't have time for that. That's what training camp is. That's why repetition is such a strong thing. You can do one move 500 times. Like, I was teaching at a camp, and I was teaching kids like how to choke somebody else. After 4 times, they thought they were perfect at it. I still do that same choke 8 years later. There's always a point where I'm losing, and then I just flip it around. I don't give myself that option. It's either win or you're dead. That's it. Those are the only 2 options I have in there. Like, it really is that. Like the way that I treat fight day is crazy. I say my final goodbyes to my family. When they're here, I don't talk to them on the day. They walk around me. I walk around like this house like a zombie, and they're around me. They know not to come near me. I am mute. In my head, I got a million thoughts, but I do not talk a single word. When I go to the arena, I take my final shower. I do my bed for the final time. I fold my clothes for the final time. I really think about it like that. It's that real to me. It's that raw and that cold to me.
His legs and his arms, he's real tight on you at all times.
Mangat trying to finish this fight in round number 1, and he is looking for that rear naked choke. He has both hooks around, and there it is. Leslie taps Gary Mangat, your winner in round number 1. Excellent performance by Gary Mangat, who improves to 6-2.
Once he got that position and he had Alfred Leslie on his back, there was nowhere to go from there.
You can hear the crowd like usually screaming, or when something like crazy happens in the fights before, you can hear it and it starts messing with you. And then they come downstairs and they tell you that like, we're going live now, so you know you're getting closer. Every fighter that leaves, you're like, you're one step closer to your fight, you're one step closer to your fight, you're one step closer to your fight. And then the warm-up starts, and then you gotta break your... And it's always weird because the first warm-up you do on the fight day feels like you have no cardio left, like you've never trained a day in your life, and your cardio is horrible because you have so much anxiety and you have so much tightness and your chest gets tight. Even though in training you could like dance around, you were light, you could do round after round, but on that day it feels like you have nothing left in you. You're just like, you do the pads for a minute, you're like, oh my my God, like, have I trained? All these things happen. And these things happen every fight to me. And that's the thing, it wasn't just one fight. Every single fight that's happened, my mouth goes dry, so I need water. And like, my mouth just keeps going dry because I'm so nervous and stuff like that. So when I'm down there, right before the fight, I do like a prayer. I almost kind of go into, I say I have like a split personality, but only on the fight day. Like, I don't have it like generally. Like, I would say it just so much fear takes over me that my mind doesn't know what to do but to switch to a different person. And that person that I switch to becomes like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I like start speaking my native language, but I speak it in a dialect, which is like old school dialect, which I don't actually know. Like, I was never taught the old school, but it's weird. It's like I tap into something. And I tap into something and I start speaking. And what happened was, one time, it was for my belt. Everybody knows the ritual. Everybody knows to leave my change room 10 minutes before a fight. My brother wanted to walk out with me. My little brother wanted to walk out with me, but he had never been in the change room before. He didn't know that everybody leaves 10 minutes before, so everybody left and he stayed. And I didn't know he was there because my mind is just so somewhere else. I have a big change room, I have a big loungy room. And I always turn off the lights. And so I start saying things. I start pacing back and forth. I'm going into my mind now. Like, I turn on the lights and he's there. And he after that day, he's like, I never want to be in your change room again. Like, I never want to be there. He's like, it's like, I don't recognize it. It's the scariest, like, energy I've ever felt. And he's like, it scared him. It actually scared him that it was me. And it's just weird. Like, if I tap into that and I won the belt and I dominated the guy in the 5th round, I was flipping the guy like I'd never done a single round, and the guy had weight on me, and it was just like, that's it. It's a mental thing. It's not a skill thing. It's a mental thing. I've been through so many hard times. I wanted to walk away from this so many times. I've been in Montreal by myself where my bag sat by the door for those 2 years and I was ready to pack my suitcase and come back to something similar. Come back to my family, come back to everybody I left, come back to the comforts. Financial situations where I just couldn't pay for it, where checks were bouncing, where sponsors were leaving me, where to injuries where my knee was popping out, my shoulder was popping out, my nose was broken, I had to get nose surgery. So like every possible thing has happened where it was never just one period. That's the journey. You gotta pick yourself up and you gotta keep going. I want people to understand, you create what you want. It's not about what you came up in. And especially because I'm Indian, I'm sick. Where we've been brought up in this basic idea of you go to school, you get your education, you get married, and that's it. Like, you know, that's pretty much it. You just live enough for your kids and that's it. And that's fine. For a lot of people, that's good. But there's people out there that pass away and they go away with the dreams that they never got to live. They never got the idea. They never had the bravery to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to influence them that, listen, break it down, go for it. At the end of the day, all I want to do is take care of my future family. I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I think about those things. I think about, but the thing is, I care more about leaving a legacy, about creating something. I can become a pioneer of the sport for Indian MMA around the world. So I can always forever leave that behind. Nobody in my family has ever gone down this path, has never been remembered for something historic. I can start that.